Developing news out of Oklahoma, where a convicted killer on death row will get a new trial. So says the U.S. Supreme Court in the case of a man named Richard Glossip. The justices threw out Glossip's 1997 murder conviction and death penalty after agreeing he did not get a fair trial in the killing of Barry Van Treese. Let's bring in CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson to help break this down on how this played out. Jessica, what were the turning points with the Supreme Court?
So the turning point for the Supreme Court is really the idea that Mr. Glossip did not get a fair trial. Now, we should say that he's maintained his innocence all along, but that wasn't the question for the Supreme Court. The question was whether the trial was conducted in a way, again, that was fair, that adhered to the Constitution. And what a majority of the court said is that there were real problems with that trial. And specifically, the problem is that the key witness, the man who actually committed the murder, the idea is that this was the murder for hire, that the man who actually committed the murder said on the stand that he'd never seen a psychiatrist, when in fact the prosecutors knew that he had seen a psychiatrist and he had some serious psychiatric issues. What Justice Sotomayor said is that that could have affected the jury. The idea that the key witness had credibility issues is something that the jury needed to know about.
So how does this affect the original case, Jessica?
Well, the original case at this point, we have a majority of the Supreme Court saying proceeded in a way that had too many defects. And so now it is up to the prosecutors as to whether or not they want to retry. We've already heard reporting that if there is a retrial, that the death penalty would not be on the table. So this is, another amazing twist in this legal saga. Mr. Glossip has had 3 final meals, Reed.
Wow.
It really is a huge victory for him.
So where does he stay while all of this plays out?
Well, I think that will depend on what the prosecution, what the state of Oklahoma wants to do, whether or not they want to retry him or whether or not they just opt not to. My suspicion is that, again, suspicion based on the reporting is that there will be a retrial. I think the reporting indicates that they do not think that he is factually innocent, that there were, they said, problems with the trial, but not enough to show that they wouldn't want to move forward in the case. But again, that's up to them at this point.
Wow. Jessica Levinson, thank you so much. Always great talking to you. Yet another case we'll be watching. We know you will be as well.